Hey loves, Danny here. So, I have a confession. I've lied. I lied to myself, and I have it on camera. So, the other day I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get any more for July. I'm gonna try not to get any more. I got two. I got two already, and it is not even the 10th. I haven't even made it. What's today? Today's the 7th. I haven't even made it 7 days. Whatever. These things happen, right? Nah. So maybe I won't buy any more for this month. But I'm not gonna guarantee it. I'm not gonna lie anymore. I will set a goal. But I'm already probably gonna break it because I'm really trying to decide whether or not to get the Star Child Tarot. So it's a good goal, right? Anyway, I got all kind of stuff going on today, but I did want to come on and kind of do a little bit of like first impressions on these. So what I got was the Dreaming Way Tarot, which I'm sure has been around for a while. Definitely new to me. I haven't seen all the images, but I really loved this one. So yeah. And then Sacred Rebels Oracle. I don't get a lot of oracles, and I know we talked about that. And I was asked to do some readings at a celebration that's coming up at my yoga studio. They want me to do some mind, body, and soul spreads. So I decided that I'm gonna bring some of the oracles that I have, and I'm like, I really want another one. So I grabbed one. So in like a week or so, I'm gonna be doing that. But I'm doing just oracle because sometimes people are weirded out when you say tarot for whatever reason. So I'm like, we're gonna go in here slowly. Because my friend was like, oh, come do some readings, Danny, come do some. I was like, okay, but let's not freak some people out, because I don't want people to not come because, you know, you said the dirty word, right? So yeah, let's not do that. So I grabbed this one because I've seen it around quite a bit, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it might be useful. Plus, I'm gonna finally show you guys what goes on right here. All this messy desk. I'm in my office. You can see my altar is right here, one of my altars here. And this is where I usually read my tarot and do my workings and stuff like that. So, but I don't have a beautiful background because I share my sacred space with my husband. But his work is pretty sacred too, so I don't feel like it's in the way, because he does crystal healing and jewelry on that side. So it's usually all good vibes all around in here. So something else that came in today. I know this is weird and kind of boring maybe, but I'm still super excited about it. So I'm just gonna pass on that excitement. So this also came in with my cards today. Yes, it is just a huge pot, but this pot shall not be for cooking. I'm basically going to ruin it. So I did try to go around to my local thrift shops and stuff. There are not many around here. When I lived in Dallas, there were like tons where we were. So we were constantly going to the thrift stores because we love to redo pieces and stuff like that. And so, so I went around to the couple that we have here and couldn't find anything. But what I'm doing in there is I'm going around, I'm gonna do that today. Me and Lennon are gonna go around and gather some really cool flowers and leaves and herbs, and I'm gonna make boiled paper in there. I'm kind of excited. I've never done it before, but it's gonna be like leaves and papers and stuff, and I'm going to pile that in there, wrap it all together, throw in some rusty things, and boil it, and come out with some really cool paper. Fingers crossed. And I needed one big enough. Like everything around was like maybe a little bit bigger than my hand. And I needed something that would kind of fit. Look, this is the top. I'm gonna kind of show you. I think I have a piece of my watercolor paper right here. Look, my art. But I needed something that would fit kind of like most of a sheet in there. I'm gonna kind of cut this on the top and you can see it's huge. So I'll be able to kind of cut these and stick them in there and kind of pile them and wrap them up. And sorry, it's loud, y'all. I opened the boxes in here, which is why I had it handy. I'm gonna kind of pile that all in there to create, that way I can stitch some of these pages into my grimoire and maybe make some little like notebooks or something. So I'm excited. I might take some pictures or do a little bit of video so we can maybe learn how to do this together. Like I said, I've never done it before, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm excited about it. So now that I moved that out of my space, I want to go ahead and kind of show this real quick. Just kind of my first impression. And then after I'll show you what goes on right here, because I think you guys are gonna like it. I like it, but I'm a little biased, I guess. So, nice size book. I know that Elena Fairchild usually has, I don't have many, but I've talked to a lot of people who really love her. And I know that she usually does affirmations and stuff after. I don't read a lot of my oracle books, if I'm being honest. So I may take a look at that. Okay. So let's check these out. Ooh. The back is beautiful. The DNA strand, that's pretty. So I'm just gonna do like kind of like a quick flip through. I haven't, like I said, seen a whole lot of these, but I have seen, that's what made me like it so much. It's that abstract idea of like the woman and then this swirl of stuff around her, like her hair or whatever. I like that. Let's see. These are beautiful. Oh, I love that motion. Follow your own rhythm. Oh, I like that. Shock of the New. It's really interesting. There's the cover, Legacy. I like all these owls. I love owls, you guys. Love them. This is beautiful. Oh, all the bees. Very mermaid-esque. Oh, that's so beautiful. Every journey starts with a single step. Just kind of feels like releasing, right? Starting anew. Oh, that's beautiful. I like the honeycomb look. Oh my. That is so pretty, you guys. This one's kind of strange. That hair goes up and makes this spiral here. Interesting. But I really like all the sacred geometry that's in here. I didn't really know how much it had. Like I've said, I've seen them here or there, people doing readings and stuff, but wow. Oh, there's the back. There's a lot of depth to these characters as well. More owls, looks like an owl theme, along with that sacred geometry. It's pretty. Oh, my AC just went off. I know y'all heard that. It's so loud. Only in this room. Like, this room is probably the loudest room for this AC. I don't know why. And it could be because my vents are in the floor. But like, they're in the floor everywhere. But maybe it's the type of floor. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, that's awesome. Collaborative dreaming. Kind of everyone pieced together. That's cool. I think I'm going to start using these quite a bit, because I think that they will be perfect for these mind, body, soul readings that I'm doing. The message kind of flows with that, you know? Trust yourself. Faith in process. No, she's in something that says faith. Here. And I can't quite tell what it is. Is it like a box? Or, oh, I think it's a wagon. I think it's a wagon. You know, like the old red wagons? Almost being guided along and pulled along by faith. Interesting. Heaven sent. Oh, I like this too. In the world, not of the world. Kind of like the feeling of the soul, right? I feel like all of our souls feel like they're not from this world. Conscious connections. This reminds me of Lennon, mostly because listening to seashells is her favorite thing. Like, she will grab any seashell, whether they're these like kind of conch shells or not, and she'll put it up to her ear, and she'll put it up to mine like, can you hear the ocean, mama? I can hear the ocean. I love it. So that reminds me of her. Focus on the light. This is pretty too. Restore and replenish. Very good for these readings. I think these are going to be really great to use. And I'm usually not too keen on people like messing and touching my cards. Mostly my tarot. The ones that I'm using, especially at that time, I'm really like, oh, don't put your hands on them. And that's a personal thing for me. Some people don't do it. They don't want anybody to transfer. Some people don't care. They let people mess with them all the time. For me, I'm really kind of like, it depends on what I'm doing with that deck at the time. And it depends on who it is. Like Lennon, I do allow her to touch my cards and to flip through my cards. Some of them freely, some of them as long as I'm in the same room. You know, she's a kid still. But I feel like my oracle cards I'm a little more forgiving with. So I think I'm going to let people kind of like take a look, you know, like, you know, grab a card, look at the box, you know, see if you like them or not, to decide. And I think that this is going to pull a lot of people in. Because I usually don't, like, this is the first time I'm going somewhere and reading this way. I usually read for family and friends, and I have a few clients on that I have from like Instagram and Periscope, and you know, that have found me from places like that. Come to life. That's so pretty. This visions of life beyond death, seeing her sparked that that memory. I watched this, I don't know if you'd call it a documentary, maybe sort of like a documentary, or maybe it might have even been a TED Talk, where this guy spoke about how he'd go and visit these shamans all around the world, and he often noticed that the older generation was often placed with or took care of the very, very young generation. And he thought, you know, like, it's so unlikely to see these two out in the field and talking together and enjoying their time together and spending so much time together. And the people would often say that it was the most natural thing, because you have the kids, the children who are coming out of the spirit world, and the elders who are about to go back in. so they feel that connection automatically. And she just kind of reminds me of my grandmother. And my grandmother and Lennon are inseparable when they're together. They just love each other. So it just kind of sparked that memory for me. Pandora's Gift. That's funny how a lot of these kind of remind me of Lennon in ways. I didn't expect that. I've never really had a deck that I'm like, that reminds me of my kid. But this one kind of does. It just has that feel to it. And if we're being honest, she is a bit of a rebel herself. So yeah, these are really nice, you guys. I really love this. So, anyway, I am going to show you guys very quickly before I pop open this Dreaming Way Tarot and try to make this shorter, or I might cut it and I might do a separate. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this one after I show you these and do the Dreaming Way Tarot in another video, just so I'm not taking ages. So, what goes on in this? Well, like I said before, Jacob does jewelry. He does crystals. He makes, jewelry for people who are looking for specific crystal healing. Then he just does beautiful things. He usually only uses, he only uses natural gemstones and woods. So everything is very earthy, very natural. But he recently started getting into resin because he likes to put pieces of wood in there with colored resin to create these like beautiful pendant pieces. They're really awesome. I don't have one in front of me. Oh, I might. Let me see if I can find one for you guys. Look, I grabbed a few of them just to kind of show. He still puts feathers. It's hard to see this one. Feathers in this resin. But look, this is what I was showing you. The wood, or telling you about the wood. Now this is actually a piece of agate. He did one, he sold it though, at another market because I can't find it. But this is actually, I'm trying to get the light to show through, a piece of agate that he placed inside with a piece of wood, and he did the resin all together, which is super cool. And then we were given these ethically sourced butterflies from one of our friends who had a father who was a geologist, archaeologist, I can't remember, but he had a bunch of butterflies that he had in glass, and the glass broke and he was going to throw them away. So instead of throwing them, he gave them to Jacob, and Jacob made a couple of really cool pendants. This was just a half circle, but he's got some really big pieces. They're beautiful. So anyway, he started doing that, the resin. So of course my mind started churning, and I was like, can we try something? And he was like, yeah, what are you looking for? And I said, I want to do tarot. And he was like, we can try. So we've been experimenting and working back and forth because he doesn't know much about it. I mean, obviously he's married to me. I have a gazillion of them, but he doesn't know much about them. So he's like, you're gonna need to tell me what they are and what they mean, whatever. So I got with him and we bought the tiny tarot and created on leather, on ball chain. We're about to make rings, and we have some bracelets of the tarot. And I'm sure they're not gonna focus, of course. Well, anyway, I'll leave a link underneath to his Instagram or Etsy. That way you guys can see them up close. They came out so awesome. We have the Hermit. Oh. The Emperor and the High Priestess. Let me see if I can gather these and kind of show you. I really wish it would focus so you can see. They're really cool in person. But we have some pretty good pictures of them. Let me see if I can try to hide my face. Oh. Empress, the Queen of Wands, isn't this the most awkward thing? And it's still not working anyway. The Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Oh, they're really hard to see. But I'll leave a link because you got to go and look at them up close. Now we bought this little tiny tarot specifically for that, and he just got in a whole bunch of like rings and stuff like that. So we're gonna do some more. I'm really excited because I feel like I get to do this with him, and like I do help him put together things, and I do help him with if somebody is looking for something specific for crystal healing. Like we do work together quite a bit, but like I feel like I'm really contributing this time. So I went through and he got these bracelet ones and they were a bit bigger. So I went through and I found some of my little cards. Los Scarabeo always has like the little like place cards kind of with the words on it or whatever. I can't think of what they're called right now. Title cards. So I snatched some of those and he made the High Priestess. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, the bracelets are my favorite. The High Priestess from the Fairy Lights Tarot and the Ultimate. Like I'm trying to convince him to either make me one or I might just keep it. I'm like, why don't you buy it again and make me this, please? That's the thing, being married to a jeweler, you don't really get to keep anything. I mean, I could if I wanted to, let's be honest. But like, I'm not gonna steal all your stuff, right? But this one, y'all, I'm in love. This is the Strength card from the Tarot Mucha. So beautiful. So beautiful. So I'm totally in love. So we're gonna be doing a couple more. We got all kinds of new stuff coming in to create these resin pieces. So I thought I would share that with you guys. So anyway, I will come back and do an unboxing and first impressions of the Dreaming Way Tarot. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.